Even more evidence today of what many see as a housing rental crisis in this country. Rents hitting a record high in July for the 17th consecutive month. The national median rent hit a new record high of $1,879. That's up 12%. According to Realtor.com. And Shauna, this is not simply a big city problem any longer.
It certainly is not. There's actually new data out from Realtor.com really showing how much rental prices have increased in the suburbs relative to what we're seeing play out in the big cities. You're not going to get the discount that maybe you would have before the pandemic. So pre-pandemic, a suburban renter paid $175 less compared to someone in the city. That gap is now down to $107. So certainly we have seen this mass exodus from many of our big cities over the last couple of years because of the pandemic. So Rochelle, it really puts buyers and renters now forcing more people to rent because people simply can't buy those homes that they want to purchase in the suburbs. So you have more and more people settling for rents, and we're seeing that obviously have a huge impact on the rental prices in suburbs today.
And we've had several analysts say, look, a lot of people are stuck between a rock and a hard place. Mortgage rates continue to rise, but then you're also seeing these rents hitting a record high. We've even seen in Sedona some instances of a lot of people who bought houses to rent them out as Airbnbs. Some of these cities now asking them instead to use them as long-term rentals for locals because there just isn't the supply. And you would think with some of these prices coming down on commodities like lumber, we would begin to see more home building, but that doesn't seem to still be the case. So I think this is going to be a tight squeeze for a while.
You mentioned mortgage rates, and that's a big deal here because a lot of those renters that want to get off the sidelines today saw mortgage rates go up from 5.13 to 5.55, up nearly a half point. And that's a huge reason that they're going to have to stay in the rental situation. I'll give you one bit of good news. Some data just came out under the radar a couple of days ago that showed we will build 420,000 apartments this year. That marks the first time since 1972 the United States will build 400,000 plus apartments in back-to-back years. So at least there is more inventory coming on the market that should help at least keep those numbers flat, if not bring them down a little bit. And I've talked to a lot of developers, Shauna, who are saying they're actually building developments now with the intent not to sell those homes, small houses that they intend to rent because of these escalating rates.
Yeah, there certainly is an opportunity here. Obviously, we've been waiting for more supply to come onto the market. I think the big question is what it's going to look like over the next couple of months, right? Until we get that supply, until home builders are able to build and in order to give potential buyers some more options. So, Rochelle, it seems like the housing market is cooling. Certainly all the data points that we've gotten over the last couple of weeks point to that. The question is just how quickly we could see the housing market cool. And I think that obviously has massive implications, not only for what we see play out in that industry, but also for the economy overall.
And we have to keep in mind, it obviously is cooling regionally. Certain areas really didn't see much growth. We had an analyst saying, look, in the Midwest, where some prices really didn't budge much at all. But if you're one of these people who perhaps wanted to go somewhere warm, you wanted to go to Florida, you wanted to go to some of the coasts, they're now seeing a reversal. So it's definitely an interesting space to watch. But I know regionally some people are still struggling. But obviously a space we'll continue to watch here on Yahoo Finance Live.